from the Pac Northwest to Tampa Bay.
Something spooky's coming your way.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 Vamp'd.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Ophelia.
And I'm Kassy.
And welcome to
Vamp'd. Everyone's favorite podcast where we talk about all things vampire from the 2000s to today.
And anything else that comes up along the way.
So sit back,
relax,
and enjoy the show.
Hi, Kassy. How are you doing
Ophelia.
today?
I'm doing super well. How are you doing?
Oh, I am doing fine and dandy. And I am excited to talk about New Moon.
Yeah, did you finish it?
Yes, I did. Aren't you proud of me?
So proud of you. I also finished it. Actually, I just finished it about 20 minutes ago.
Love it, love it. That's probably when I finished it too. The fact that it's on Netflix now, and on Netflix you can speed it up on your mobile app to 1.5 times speed, really helped get through it, because girl, that movie was slow.
Yeah, not as slow as the book though.
Oh my gosh, that book is the worst book, but for some reason, and rewatching this, I do not know why, New Moon was my favorite movie.
So New Moon, it actually wasn't bad. Like for me, Twilight was much worse. I didn't love it, but I also didn't hate it.
Yes, I do agree with that. Twilight was definitely worse than New Moon. New Moon moves a little faster. It has its nuances, but I do not understand why it was my favorite movie, and I saw it in theaters probably 10 times. No joke.
Yeah, well, but you weren't a Jacob fan.
No, I wasn't a Jacob fan. I was an Edward fan, and I'm not gonna lie, Edward looks so much better in New Moon than he did in Twilight. And then at the end, he takes off his shirt and you see his nasty grandpa vampire body. I love it, girl.
Oh,
I love it.
That's too funny. See, I was like, oh, Taylor Lautner, like, you're very attractive. And Edward, I will agree that Edward does look better in New Moon than he did in Twilight. Also, both Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart have improved on their acting abilities. Like, there's a little less mouth breathing from Kristen Stewart. I have nothing else to say.
The rumor back in the day for the mouth breathing was that they actually edited it out for New Moon. I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna believe it, because I'm not a fan of mouth breathers, and Kristen Stewart was pretty good in this movie. Can't deny that.
Yeah, well, and I also have to think, like, they had to have given her some acting direction. You know what I mean? Because, like, they're all seeing her. She's not necessarily, like, seeing herself. So they had to have been like, good job. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
like,
and
they did her dirty.
That's true. And she saw Twilight. So, like, it's like you improve upon everything you do. So right. She watched Twilight, she saw the finished product, she heard what the fans had to say, and that's why she improved in New Moon, and why she improves throughout the saga. Is it Saya or Saga?
I think it's Saga, but where did you get Saya from?
Okay, so I flew Iceland Air once, and they had this little raffle you could do to win their first class, and they call it Saya class, but I always thought it was Saga class, but they say Saya. So, like, Saya sounds a little fancy, a little fun, a little flirty compared to Saga.
Right, but wait, what's a Saya class?
I think it's just how you pronounce the word saga with an Icelandic spin.
But what's a Saga class though?
First class on Iceland Air, or like business class on Iceland Air. # not sponsored.
Oh my God.
Was that bad? You didn't like that?
I mean, it was just, I can appreciate it for what it was.
Good. And I do love Iceland Air.
I've never flown on Iceland Air, but I'll take your word for it.
It's pretty good. And Iceland, Italy, they both start with an I. The Volturi are Italian.
Oh, boom.
Bringing it back to New Moon.
I like that connection. First and foremost, start off in the science class. It's always biology class. Or no, it was not. It's always class. They were watching that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember much school in New Moon.
No, the first scene was them in class watching the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was after she had her bad dream where she was like, Grandma, come meet Edward. Grandma,
right.
Grandma, it's not my grandma, it's me.
Right. I did forget about that, but that I think I was remembering that as like the preface, you know what I mean, in the book.
But Romeo and Juliet was definitely a big scene because, like, for all intents and purposes, Twilight's kind of based off of Romeo and Juliet.
Is it? I thought it was. I think they're each based off of something. So like Twilight itself was Wuthering Heights. New Moon is Romeo and Juliet.
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Like New Moon is very Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
especially
like,
since
yes,
New Moon's like one long suicide note. Definitely could be triggering for some in today's easily triggered society, because like the amount of times that Bella like was sad and depressed was depressing, to say the least.
Yes, but I don't know. I just remember, so when I was watching New Moon, I was like, oh my god, this now, as I was watching New Moon now as a 26-year-old, I was like, oh my god, all the high school emotions, you know.
Yes.
But when I was 15, 16 watching that, I was like, oh my God, like, man, true love. Like, this is so sad. But I think that's because we have so much hormones and shit going on. No one knows what the fuck is actually happening.
That's true. But this is just so like, she goes through a breakup and she goes to the woods, gets lost in the woods behind her house, which is very overly dramatic, but believable. And then she sits there for like 6 months, depressed, and like loses all of her friends. And like, that's sad. And people like actually go through that now. And it like just makes me sad to think of that. But no relationship is worth getting that sad over.
That's the shit. Well, and so it's like kind of terrible. As thinking about it like as an adult, like it is, like thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my god, like that fucking bitch, you know what I mean?
Really?
Like it's a breakup, it's a high school breakup. Also, he's like 117 years old.
109.
And like 109, right. Sorry about that.
He's the one that corrected her.
Right. Yeah, it just like seems hella extra. But I can think back to when I was 16 and I thought that like if something like that ended the world, you know what I mean?
Really. And despite all the sadness, it aged well enough because it was number 4 on Netflix today.
That's the shit. I'm like, it was literally released yesterday, right?
I think with either yesterday or the day before. Monday. It was recent because it wasn't on there last week when I watched Twilight.
Yeah, same.
But
had to rent it on Amazon.
Oh, you did? I watched it on my Freeform app. Hey, with some commercials.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Actually, I did not. I've read it. The Vampires Suck. No, yes. Dude, I still had Twilight from when I purchased it originally on my iPod. So I was able to watch it on Apple TV.
That so much.
Yes. I was like, thanks 15-year-old Cass. Like, way to
set it up for the win.
Right? Set me up for success. I love it.
I feel like with New Moon, it was a setup for Team Jacob. But in my opinion, and you tell me what you think, I think New Moon is kind of a setup for like Team Jacob never had a chance.
Yeah.
Like you are somebody that's Team Jacob and you like Jacob. So tell me why.
I mean, so Jacob never really had a chance because I feel like he was always just meant to be a friend. Like we have those friends that were like never, we always thought as friends, right? Like that could never. And see, I don't like the concept of like friend zoned, because I don't think people like move out of the friend zone. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that Jacob was meant to be like a friend. And here's the thing is like, was Jacob probably the better choice for Bella? Absolutely. See, I think so. I think so because like first of all, he didn't have a problem with her blood. That part when she was like, sorry for bleeding. And he's like, you're apologizing for bleeding. Like, yeah, absolutely. And he was warm. He could keep her warm. And he was like a friend and fully supported her. He's like, Bella, you're a fucking grown person. You don't need protecting. Like, I'm going to be open and honest with you about shit.
Okay.
And Edward was completely secretive. He was always like, Bella can't do this because, you know, she's weak,
she's human,
and
she's feeble.
Yeah, even like, and constantly like lying to her and shit. And that shit ain't healthy. Jacob, on the other hand, will be brutally honest. That shit's healthy.
Yes, Badwig Jacob, but Wigless Jacob was kind of an asshole.
Examples, please.
True. Okay,
examples, please.
Right after Bella literally goes with him to the movies and like tells him like, Jacob, you've been friend zoned. And then he like gets mono, which is him turning into a werewolf actively, which I get it. He's like just so rude to her. And like she just went through her major depressive episode and she's like, Jacob, you're my best friend. I need you. And he's like, leave me alone, Bella. I don't need you. I'm doing this for your own good. And after all the toxicity that Edward caused her, that you just brought up, Jacob still did that to her. And yes, it was like for what he thought was best for her. But somebody who is like best friend material should never do that to someone. They should just be like, Bella, I really need my space right now. I'll call you in a month.
Yeah. Okay. I do agree with that. Also, furthermore, with Jacob, with his like, he went to go grab her hand and she like cringed away. Like, there were definitely cringe worthy moments. I feel like that's the word of the podcast. Cringe. Well, at least I guess not necessarily the word of the podcast, but the word of the Twilight Saga. Like, a lot of it is just cringe.
So like much cringe.
Yeah, like him like holding her hand and her like being like, no, I don't want this. And he definitely like pushed himself on her, which I don't love at all. And you're right, he definitely should have been there for her like as a best friend, because that's what she needed. And she was clearly not looking for a like intimate like relationship or like a physical like boyfriend girlfriend status or whatever. That's very true. I will also say that Jacob couldn't like physically could not tell Bella what was going on because of that like werewolf stuff.
I did forget about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So he would have. Yeah.
He tried.
And he did.
Like, good for him. Kudos. Yeah. But then he was just so mean about the Cullens. And like you can't be like, if you're trying to get with a girl, you can't be that like salty about her ex-boyfriend.
Or a person when you're trying to get with a person in general.
You just can't
like,
be, you literally
we all got baggage and we all have exes.
And you can't be salty about it.
Right. But, like, I agree.
The dynamic there between the vampires and werewolves, you have to be salty. It's just programmed into them.
Right. Fair.
Kind of like the gays and the lesbians. Just kidding.
Okay. Kidding.
Old school joke. I've been watching Modern Family. It hasn't aged
RuPaul.
that well.
Okay. Oh my God, really though. Although Modern Family is hilarious, it has not aged well.
But I still love it. But I'm not the most politically correct person.
That's very true. But we're getting better. We're always getting better.
We are always getting better.
Mm-hmm. Continuing on New Moon, Jessica was hilarious. I did not love her in Twilight, but I think Anna Kendrick blossomed with Jessica. And she did have a very small role. Like, really, she didn't have much more than after the movie theater when they were like talking about the zombies. But like, Jessica is just unapologetically herself.
Really? I thought she was kind of a bitch. Like,
well,
Bella
no,
went
like
through a breakup, and all the scenes, like at the beginning at least, she was like, "Oh, you're calling me. Oh, you're eating with us again. Oh, you want to go see that movie?
yeah.
Okay." It was very high school though.
No, that, yes, all of those things. What I'm talking about is after they're walking out of the theater and she's like, zombies, like, not even like zombies, and like some girls just like shopping and da 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 da. And I was just like, okay, like I can respect that. Like, you
Okay.
know, you're like, you're a basic bitch. We get it. And like, you're unapologetically that.
And
Okay.
that's all it can be.
Right.
Just like at the beginning, which like I never understood this line, but like every single time I hear it with her, when Bella takes the picture of her and she's like, "Oh my God, can you Photoshop this so my nose looks big?" I'm like, why? You
What?
already have a big nose. Did
I
you
don't
never
remember
notice
that.
that? Oh my gosh. Every single time I watch New Moon, I think of it. It's like her
Weird.
birthday. Charlie gives her Daddy Charlie,
I
gives
know.
her
Still
that
my favorite
camera.
character.
Oh my God, I
God.
love Daddy Charlie.
Charlie
Like
is still
we
my favorite character. He's just
team
trying what he can do.
team Charlie, hashtag Daddy Charlie, hashtag Dilf.
Still. I love Charlie because he's like trying to be a good dad, kind of. And I can like give him props for that.
Exactly. So he gets her the camera and she takes it to school and she's like, my dad wants me to take pictures for senior year or something. And then she like smushes them all together and Angela's like, I'm not in pictures, like take the pictures. And they're like, get into it. And that boy that likes her, that's like quite obviously gay, but that's an entirely different tangent. Eric is
Yeah.
quite gay.
Uh-huh.
Is there and pulls her in, and then Bella snaps the picture, and then Jessica's like, "Oh my God, Photoshop it so my nose looks big."
I'm gonna have to rewatch or at least
That's
like
like,
Google that scene.
yes, it's like maybe 10 minutes in, probably less than 10 minutes in.
I'd say probably about 10 minutes because it was that the grandma thing and then the English thing.
You right.
My allergies are killing me today.
My allergies are too. I just got 2 new kitties and I'm technically allergic to kitties. So
Oh my God, yeah,
I feel your
cute.
pain. I feel your allergy pain.
Yeah. Everyone got kitties. Bobby got 2 kittens too. Bobby rescued 2 kittens on the
I
side of the
know. I
road.
saw that. Kudos to Bobby, everybody. I keep telling you, we love the Bobby. And
We do.
I know we've talked about New Moon a lot today, but like, I think we should talk about New Moon some more next week and maybe bring the Bobby to us.
I absolutely agree. Bobby will
Okay.
be here next
I
week.
say Bobby will be here next week. So thank you, Kassy, for talking to me today. Can't wait to
Thanks,
talk to you.
Ophelia.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
We hope you enjoyed.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Instagram at Ophelia Oliver 00.
And I'm at Cassie Pettit.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube as well to see all of our amazing looks from this episode and anything else that we may add.
Stay woke and remember to shine with the light from the sun.
Because this is what dreams are made of. Bye.
Bye.